Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read Riordan's Red Pyramid, and this is going to be a series of, I'm not sure how many books. So far he's already written Throne of Fire, and I'm not certain what the third book in the series will be called, but being a lover of Egyptian mythology, I fell head over heels for this book, and I really think that it's spellbinding and absolutely majestic and enthralling and thrilling. And I love the main characters, Sadie and Carter Kane. And Julius, despite his foolhardiness in releasing the five gods, Egyptian gods, and of course this happens in the very beginning chapter, then you're just swept on a really unbelievable journey of the otherworldly kind, and you learn a lot about the Egyptian gods and goddesses, which ones are allied with the Kane family. You learn quite a bit about the Kane family, and those of which who are allied with Desjardins, who is a very despicable character, and it's just a very intriguing storyline, and I'm very interested in seeing what will happen in Throne of Fire. And I'm interested in seeing how he concludes everything. I don't know if this is going to be a trilogy or if it's going to be longer like Percy Jackson or not. It probably will be, because there is quite a lot to digest within the context of the first book. The synopsis is, of course, I just said Julius, he unfortunately releases a bunch of different gods by reading some inscriptions on a Rosetta Stone, the hieroglyphs. He can translate them and understand them, and he unlocks them from their prison as a way to, I think it was to release his wife from the Duat, which the Duat itself is the realm of the dead. Of course, Carter comes to realize that he has special abilities, as well as Sadie, even though in the very beginning they are separate from each other. Carter travels with his father, who is an archaeologist and Egyptologist, and he lives out of a suitcase, quite literally. And Sadie, she grows up in this posh British atmosphere, and she goes to public school, and she's lived a very privileged life, and she and Carter realize why they can't be close together, because if they are, then flames ignite and explosions happen. And they realize that this brother and sister team actually come to assist one another later on in the duration of the book. I'm not going to say how, because if I do, it'll really ruin a lot of the story which is contained within the book itself, which is just fantastic. I don't know how Rick Riordan does it, but he definitely does his homework, and he knows an awful lot about the mythology and how everything is set into motion. And it's just really incredible, just like the Percy Jackson series, and with the new series that he has started, the Last Olympian, which, by the way, I adored. This is just more of the same, and it is just positively outstanding. And if you are a fan of Egyptian mythology, then I would definitely pick it up, because everything is accurate here from what I've read in the Book of the Dead. And they even got the ritual of the afterlife correct, which I was really happy with. And I learned a little bit of something about that myself, because I always thought that if you didn't pass the test, then the soul would be condemned to spend eternity lost, but that's not the case. Their soul gets eaten, and that's just worse than what I even remember. That I thought, oh, yikes. But I learned so much by just reading this, even if it is fiction. But it's really interesting and a lot of fun and very entertaining, and just an exquisite read. Definitely fabulous for summer reading, and very quick, even though it's 500 plus pages, including the author's note. And I'm very eager to read Throne of Fire, which looks like this. And the next book, according to Rick Riordan's website, is not going to be out until next year, I believe. But I'll be willing to wait. I'm a big fan of Riordan's work, and I'm inspired by how he writes, and just the the magnitude of his imagination, and how he weaves these stories so well together, so intricately and meticulously, and how detailed they are, down to even characters that we might not think that are that important, like Khufu, the monkey, the baboon. Excuse me, he's not a monkey. He's a baboon, and he's really a very entertaining and humorous character. And I think that was why Khufu was written into the story itself, because of that. Because it's just, there's so much seriousness in the fact of the matter with what Carter and Sadie must contend with. It's really quite grave in many of the situations, and their lives are in the balance, and they learn so much about just how challenging, how difficult, how just ethereal. Well, I shouldn't use the word ethereal. I'll use the word unusual, and I'll use the word unexplained and otherworldly, and sometimes eerie that their lives are. And I think that's basically all I have to say about the book. And it's kind of expensive, but you could probably go and check it out at your local library and still be able to enjoy it and read it in an entire sitting, because it's that good. And I just adore it all the way through, and I just think it's one of his better works, and he just keeps improving with every book that he writes. So this gives us Riordan fans a lot to look forward to in the future with what he has in store for us.